Cheers. A toast to the king.
You elect will drink wine new with Yahweh Shai. You elect. As of right now, we say hopeful elect. You elective Israel out there will drink wine new with our Lord Yahweh Shai in his Father's kingdom, which is going to be the kingdom of heaven here on this planet Earth once Yahweh Shai returns. When our Lord comes back, one of the first things he's going to do is have a toast with his men. He's going to have a toast with his men, those that stood stiffly for his name and his Father's name. Let's read this one more time. Matthew chapter 26, verse 29. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine, which is wine, which is made from grapes, as you know. And our Lord, he loves to drink, man. That's something that our Lord took pleasure in when he was here on this planet Earth. He's not going to do it anymore until he returns to do it with you. Showing just how much he loves his elect, man. He's not even going to drink until he does it again with you. I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. So what a moment that's going to be, man. And you can only imagine the quality of wine that's going to be. Our Lord Yahweh Shai, he has access to different things that we don't even know about, man. Access to different grapes you don't know about. Has access to an entirely different quality of life that we don't know about. But he's going to reveal it to you. He's going to give it to you when he returns. Now, you have what's called a loyal toast. A loyal toast. I'm going to read this real quick. A loyal toast is a salute given to the sovereign monarch or head of state of the country in which a formal gathering is given. In this case, the sovereign monarch or head of state would be Yahweh Shai. He's our sovereign monarch. He controls everything, man. But guess what? He's also going to extend that power to you elect. He's going to share that power with you. A loyal toast is a salute given to the sovereign monarch or head of state of the country in which a formal gathering is given, or by expatriates of that country, whether or not the particular head of state is present. In this case, the Lord will be present. So you're not going to have someone speaking for him giving a toast. He's going to host the toast. He's going to be there, man. We're living in a time we're going to meet Yahweh Shai. You're going to meet him face to face, which is proof also that we have to be changed. We can't meet the Lord like this. He's going to change you. He's going to crown you, and he's going to toast with you. Now let's read some more. It says, it is usually a matter of protocol at state and military occasions and a display of patriotic sentiment at civilian events. The toast is usually initiated and recited by, which will be Yahweh Shai, before being repeated by the assembled guests in unison.
To the kingdom. Cheers.
Sometimes when I come among each other, we'll do cups, but imagine the Lord self-hosting it, man, and we join in. And I was reading something else, and pretty much they said in order to have what they call a loyal toast, you would use wine. That's the beverage of choice. And once again, our Lord, He's coming back, and we're going to see Him with the power to you. Now, reading on a monarch, it says a monarch is a head of state for life or until abdication, in this case for life. And therefore, the head of state of a monarch may exercise the highest authority and power in the state. Or others may wield that power on behalf of the monarch. And that will be you joint heirs. You different men that are going to reign with the Lord, man. Usually a monarch size the states, often referred to as the throne or the crown, or is selected by an established process from a family or cohort eligible to provide the nation's monarch. In this case, the Heavenly Father Yahweh Himself selected His Son Yahweh Shai. And once again, when our Lord returns, He's going to wield that power to you elect as well. Once again, He's going to change you, He's going to crown you, and He's going to have a toast with you. A kingly toast.
To the kingdom! Cheers! A toast with the king! Raise your glasses, my friends. A toast with the king! A toast with the king! Raise your glasses, everyone. A toast to a prosperous future! To the king! To our glorious future! To the victors, blow the spoils! Raise your glasses! Cheers! Raise your chalices to the golden age of our kingdom! A toast to the king!
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers, and peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashem Shai. Pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful leg, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Shai. All right, and what I want to get into this morning, is another morning news and prophecy. And as we know, we're still heavy in the thick of war. All right, and what the world is realizing is that America made a terrible miscalculation. Okay, America, all right, Babylon the Great has made a terrible miscalculation, in thinking that it was going to win a quick and decisive war going into Iran. Okay, because what Esau did, he just stepped into the threshold of this Third World War. Okay, and we could see a ceasefire on down the line, but what we're seeing right now is Iran afflicting maximum damage. Okay, they're inflicting maximum damage, and see this America. Okay, their gamble to take out the supreme leader, it failed. It backfired terribly. Okay, now they've activated all these nations in this region. Okay, you have Pakistan, all right, saying that they're with Iran. You got North Korea saying they with Iran. The kings of the East have been activated, man. There's one move, okay, and this devil has activated the kings of the East. Okay, Pakistan a nuclear power. Okay, North Korea nuclear power. Russia and China already in the back, watching how things play out. So these devils, they activated the whole region with this one move. You know, these small hats in America, they done hit a hornet's nest, man, and they getting their ass towed up. Okay, so it's beautiful to see, the will and the prophecies of Yahweh Bashim Shai play out exactly how the Lord said they would. Okay, now let's get some precepts, and I got quite a few videos I want to tap into this morning as well. Because there's a lot going on. Our routers are, we just uh stay tapped in. So let's go here. Uh, let's go to the book. It's a lot going on at the same time. Things are constantly changing, moving quickly. So let's see what we get. All right, let's go here to the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 3. It said, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and shall not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." So everything has an appointed time. You know, this war, the MOTB, being mandated, okay, civil unrest, Jacob's trouble, all these things are appointed. And we're seeing everything, build up exactly how the Lord said it would build up, man. All right, because the least of the flock started all this, man. Okay, the least of the flock has drug out all these nations, okay, at the doorsteps of war, just as the Lord said it would happen. Okay, so the least of the flock, they've done their purpose, and now they just gonna get pummeled. Okay, they're just gonna get pummeled the remainder of this war. Okay, and eventually, war is gonna go nuclear, man. And it's like I say, even if, all right, we get a ceasefire a few weeks from now, because there's me speaking, anything can happen. But just speculating, I don't see Iran letting up for a few weeks. They want to inflict as much damage as possible while they got all this momentum going, you know. But as you say, you could see some ceasefires weeks on down the line, because we know, the end is not yet. We still got, all right, prophecy that have to be fulfilled. The MOTB, Jacob trouble, those things have to be fulfilled before this war goes nuclear. Okay, but what we're going to see is some heavy damage being done this go round. We're seeing heavy damage, and then the American myth, okay, of this superpower, okay, of this invincible superpower, that's gone. Okay, no matter, hey, when they come to a ceasefire a few weeks down, everybody and their mama finna boot up to get at America, man. Everybody finna try America after this, man. Okay, everybody gonna try America, man. And then people are seeing like, look, this is an unnecessary war caused by the small hats in America, man. And Iran making sure everybody pay the price, okay, which is strategic. Like, look, these niggas gonna try to bully us. We finna make everybody pay the price. Them and everybody attached to these niggas, man. Okay, so going from there, let's get this real quick, because it's all the will of the Lord playing out exactly, okay, how He said it will play out. And it's the will of the Lord that's mustering the host of the battle. You see, He got all these nations doing exactly what they're appointed to do. You know, so it was a build up to this moment. Now we at this moment, and they banging. You see, so let's go here. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 8:4. It says, "Well, the word of the king is there is power." Okay, and what's the word of the king? Is this scriptures? Because the king is Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Okay, so where the word of a king is, there is power. Okay, so when we go into these prophecies, these ain't suggestions. These ain't just words in the book. No, it's power, and we're seeing it. Okay, well, we're seeing, Iran, what they're doing over there. That's the power of the Lord. Iran is just a vessel. We're seeing the power of the Lord. We're seeing the word speak. We're seeing the pages on the Bible, all right, play out in reality, man. That's the power of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Okay, and who may say unto him, "What doest thou?" All right, because it don't matter how you feel about it. Okay, your someone's emotions about what's going on. It don't matter. Stop it. Well, go stop it. If you feel some type of way about what's going on, well, go stop it. You see? See how that turned out. You go stop what's going on. Okay? So we go here real quick. Let's get this in Jeremiah 51 and 46. All right. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51 and verse 46. We always get it. But this what's playing out. Okay. Isaiah 51 and 46, it says, "And at least your heart faint, and ye fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land, and rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that in another year shall come a rumor, and violence in the land, ruler against ruler." So we've been hearing these circulate stories about, the possible, strikes on Iran. It's been the buildup, because right after Venezuela, Trump dropped his nuts and went over there to Iran. Okay, and everybody been telling this nigga Iran is not Venezuela. Nigga, you found out. Okay, look, we've been saying it in all these morning news and prophecy dealing with war. Iran is not Venezuela. Okay, Venezuela, there was a fraud playing tough. Okay, there was a gimmick. All right. Now, we told you what was gonna happen when they took their ass east through the spirit of how about Shemal shot. We told you when America took their ass over there to the east and tried that tough boy shit, that shit's not gonna play out like that. And it's not playing out like that. Okay? This shit is going terrible for America in the West, man. You see? So let's finish this again, read this again. It says, "At least your heart faint, and ye fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land. A rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that in another year shall a rumor come, and violence in the land, ruler against ruler." And this is what we're seeing. These nations are being activated, man. These nations are being activated. See, it's going to get worse because the Strait of Hormuz is shut down. Okay, that's going to have a global ripple effect on the economy, and it's going to cause these nations, okay, to have a reason to get involved in this war, man. Okay, now the Lord is forcing everybody to pick a side, man. Okay, as it says in Joel, real quick, we're seeing that the Strait of Hormuz is the Lord, all right, awakening the mighty man, man, because now these nations are being affected. You can't that every day that the Strait of Hormuz is closed down, that's gonna be crazy. They say it's over 200 ships that had to anchor down in the Strait of Hormuz, man. Iran and already sink 3 oil tankers, man. British oil tankers, man. Okay, you ain't special. You get that work too. EU, you get that work too. As it said, we outside now. Everybody outside now. Iran bringing everybody outside, man. Everybody want to be tough, nigga. The stage is set for the nigga to come be tough. So when you go here to Joel, uh, let's get this. Joel chapter 3 and verse 9 said, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty man." See, the mighty man is being awakened. And this Strait of Hormuz, that's gonna have a ripple effect, man. You see, and then what's being shown on the stage is America is limited as hell, man. America looking weak as water. They can't stop nothing. Okay? They can't stop them from closing the Strait of Hormuz. They can't protect none of the military bases. They can't protect none of their allies' infrastructure in their region. Okay, they can't protect the small hats. Okay. So all this beating your chest and see all this speculation about how tough America is. God damn. Okay. When we gonna see the shit? And of course we know America can do damage. That's not the question. See, this war ain't about how much damage America can do. We know that it's a gazillion dollar military. It should be able to do some damage. Hell, they spend all that goddamn tax money on the war, on the military. Shit, it should be able to goddamn destroy something. But they can't stop Iran from retaliating. That's what everybody was waiting to see. How was Iran going to respond? And it don't matter. That's like if you punch somebody 80 times, okay, and then they still able to punch you back 200 times. Well, them 80 punches, what was they for? You see, Iran is still punching back, and they doing most of the punching. You know, so we already knew. Of course, American, they can do damage to anybody. Okay, got $1 trillion military budget. They should be able to tear something up. But niggas, they can't win no wars. And we seeing it. They ass exposed. All that American tough shit, nigga, bye. So let's go to some of these footage. And Scott Ritter mad as hell, boy. This nigga Scott hurt. You know. Let's go to this real quick. Let's go to some of these videos. But the Lord is doing the mighty work in the earth, and it's all Yahweh Bashim Al Shah. These countries are just vessels; they're just characters in the Most High movie. So let's go here real quick. All right, Scott really mad as hell, man, because let's just listen to him. You know, listen to the point he make. You know, but he emotional as hell. He was cussing out this guy Danny Hoffman. All right, Scott Riddle cussing out his comment for the whole the whole interview. This nigga mad, man, because he know that America just made a terrible miscalculation, man. Okay, a terrible miscalculation. Because, well, if I'm gonna let it play and then we'll sum it up.
Conditions surrounding the issuance of the original fatwa were no longer in play. For instance, if Iran was threatened by Israel, who has nuclear weapons, Iran would be able to reconsider this fatwa and under extraordinary circumstances determine that Iran could have a nuclear weapon. The guy who was making that argument is now the senior Islamic cleric in Iran. You stupid idiots. The man who believes that Iran has a nuclear bomb is now the guy that interprets the Islamic faith for the Islamic Republic. And the people of Iran are in the streets saying, this is what we want. How stupid can you be? Well, the answer is extraordinarily stupid. And so now we see the reality. This Islamic Republic is not built on the backs of one man. It's built on the back of a constitution that is being applied as we speak. No deviation from the Constitution whatsoever. Things are going exactly the way the Constitution says it must happen, and on the backs of the faithful. And you just empowered the faithful to say, we need nuclear weapons. Now, we're in a very dangerous position, but let's continue down the path of regime change for a second. You see, regime change is a double-edged sword. Donald Trump unsheathed it, along with Israel, and sought to wield it against the Iranians. But it cuts both ways. Donald Trump lost the war on day one, the first 6 bombs that fell on Iran. He lost the war, which means there will be regime change in the United States before there's regime change in Iran. Donald Trump's cult of personality will not survive the midterm elections, because in order to win the midterm elections, Donald Trump needed to deliver a very quick, relatively bloodless war to the American people, one that accomplished what no other American president in 47 years has been able to do. But instead, he's going to go down the path of yet another failed president who got the United States involved in a long war that we won't win. We will lose. We don't know how many lives we will lose, but it'll be devastating. The Iranians will not buckle. There will be no popular uprising in Iran to overthrow the regime. Ali Khamenei is a martyr now, a martyr of the significance of Hussein himself, a martyr that in the eyes of the Shia faithful is the equal to Ali. That's why the last posting on his X account invoked Ali, a symbol of defiance. And so the Shia faithful will rally around Ali Khamenei. a man who was what, 88 years old at his death,
I think 86, but close.
86, had disease. His biggest fear was to die a fragile old man. He said he wanted to go out a martyr. People keep saying, why did he stay in his residence knowing what was going to happen? Why did Hussein lead the charge against the unfaithful in the Battle of Karbala? Because he chose martyrdom. He chose martyrdom as a way of exposing the lack of Islamic adherence on the part of the Umayyad caliphs. He chose martyrdom to protect his followers who were seeking to flee from the battle. Ali Khamenei, this frail old man, didn't want to die hiding in a bunker, allowing his legacy to be tarnished by those who diminished him through that action. Ali Khamenei sat down with a circle of fellow martyrs. Everybody at that meeting knew what was going to happen. And they knew that through their sacrifice, they would elevate the cause of the Islamic Republic back into the heart and soul of the Iranian people, and that is manifest today. Ali Khamenei chose martyrdom. We gave it to him because we are truly the stupidest people on the planet. We don't know anything about the people that we seek to engage in combat with. We disrespect their faith. We disrespect everything about them. And what's going to happen has been actually preordained by American admirals. Trump fired the director of the Joint Chiefs of Staff for having the temerity to say, we don't have enough ammunition to finish this job.
Yeah.
We're going to start something and we can't finish it. If we don't get this quick revolution in the streets, and the Iranians decide to resist, then we will run out of ammunition before they run out of resistance, and then we lose this war. And when we lose this war, the American people will be awoken to the reality that Donald Trump is not the president of peace, but he is a pro-Israeli warmonger that put Israel above American interests, sacrificed the lives of Americans, slaughtered innocent Iranians. These dead school children will become sort of the poster child of the perfidy of the United States, who once again used diplomacy as a means of setting up a surprise attack. We will never be trusted by anybody again, nor should we. But this is the end of Donald Trump. His regime will collapse in the midterm elections, and he will spend the last 2 years of his presidency being impeached. And if
It's the end of America, man. All right. And see, Scott really understands how bad it's going to be, because he's a knowledgeable guy. And like he says, see, America don't care about nothing. They don't care about nobody's faith. They don't care about nobody's culture. They don't care what's sacred. If they just go in there and blow shit up, they just kill people just to come back and boast to the American. Look what we did. Now they paying the consequence for all this bullshit they've been doing. Now Americans starting to pay a price. You see, it was cute when these wars are one way. When America was having these one-way wars against these smaller nations, man, these weak nations. Okay, but now, all right, we see that with Iran, now they got to pay the price of war. See, America been having wars without paying the price of war. Okay, now theirs is paying their price. If a brother can get that in Job 4 and 8, let's go to another video and listen to what this nigga Donald Trump finna tell y'all, man. All right, listen to what Donald Trump is about to tell y'all, man. Okay. And Scott really, he know it's over. He hurt. That whole interview, he was emotional, because he wanted America to triumph. He hate Trump, and he hate them small hats. He hate them small hats because he know them small hats drug them into this shit. Okay, but let's get ready to play this one. No, I think hold on, so like the wrong one. Got quite a few. I think it's this one, Salaki. All right. Okay, let's see here. Yeah. Get these presets real quick. Let's get these. This the brother Crusaders 4 Yahushua, Jeremiah 49:20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Edom. You see, and the Lord has a counsel against Edom, and we're seeing that counsel play out. Esau is done. He's finished. Okay, he done had his glory day. He done had his time to be the mighty man of the earth. He's done now. Okay, all this over with. You see, America been riding off their old reputation for a long time. Their reputation gone. All them decades of America built up this, this reputation of this invincible, untouchable, okay, empire in the earth. That's gone. Nigga, America can be touched and touched quite a few times. Okay? It says, therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he had taken against Edom, and his purposes that he had purpose against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Okay, and surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them, because it's going to lead to America being the desert. This is just the beginning of the beginning. You understand? This is Iran doing this by themselves. The other nation ain't even jumped in with Iran yet. This is Iran causing this much havoc by themselves, man. If Iran doing this by themselves, what the hell they gonna do when Turkey and Russia and China pull up, man? It's gonna be a slaughter. Okay, it ain't gonna be close. Okay, it only get worse. You see, and this is just 72 hours, man. Okay, so let's let this play real quick. Now listen to what this nigga Donald Trump is finna tell you Americans, man. Okay, you going.
Three developments, and this should worry you if you are American or British nationals. The rogue leaders of these two countries are busy taking us down a rabbit hole with unimaginable consequences. Donald Trump has just confirmed the killing of 3 US soldiers. But that's not the news here. He has told Americans that they should be prepared for more body bags. In the UK, Keir Starmer has just told us that he has changed his mind on the use of UK facilities by American warplanes to attack Iran. This is serious. And Iranians have continued to pound Israeli cities with a barrage of missiles. These three topics would be the focus of my video tonight, so please stay tuned. Donald Trump has issued another video message, and once again, he has not missed any opportunity to insult American voters, the same voters who voted him to power on the promise that he will not take the US Army to fight someone else's illegal war. In his video message tonight, he confirmed the news of 3 US soldiers killing by Iranian retaliatory strikes. But what he said next should worry every single American. He said Americans should be prepared for more losses of US lives.
Earlier today, CENTCOM shared the news that 3 U.S. military service members have been killed in action. As one nation, we grieve for the true American patriots who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation, even as we continue the righteous mission for which they gave their lives. We pray for the full recovery of the wounded and send our immense love and eternal gratitude to the families of the fallen. And sadly, there will likely be more. Before it ends, that's the way it is. Likely be more.
What if you could go from producing tracks like this?
So he just told you there will likely be more. And that nigga lying about them numbers. Okay, that nigga is lying about them numbers, saying there's only 3 American soldiers been killed. Okay, that's a goddamn lie. All right. But he just told you American, look, it is what it is. It's gonna be more. That's the cost of war. See, now America has having to pay the cost of war. All right, and it's been way more than 3 soldiers, man. Okay, a lot of sources coming out that they're in the hundreds, possibly thousands. But Western media, you're not gonna know. You're not gonna know this sometime the end of the year. Okay, when their families haven't contacted them, okay, in months. Okay, so let's I think the brother got posted it. Let's see. So yeah, Trump told y'all get ready for more casualties, man. You know, so he let you know, okay, that it's going bad. He know it's bad out there. Okay, Trump know it's bad out there, man. Okay, it was a terrible miscalculation, and now they just got to ride with it. Now they're at the mercy of Iran. Okay, especially the next few days when them missile defense systems are depleted. Joel 4 and 8, Joel 4 and 8. This is the brother you call hopeful elect 144. Even as I have seen, they that have plowed iniquity and sown wickedness reap the same. Okay, so this is nothing but America just reaping the wickedness that is sown in the earth. Okay, and this is just the beginning. This just the warm up. Okay, this is just the layup drill. All right, the game ain't started yet. The game ain't started yet, man. All right, and you can tell Trump. All right, he don't know. And Trump is your commander in chief. You're done. You're through. Okay, you're done. All right, a clown. You got a clown as commander in chief, man. Okay, and it's showing. He don't know. Trump don't know what the hell going on, man. Okay, that nigga just a do boy for the small hats, and they done put his ass out there, man. Okay, so let's go from there. Let's get to this. No, it's like because there's one more part of this video I want to play. So listen to the British, and this shows you the weakness of these Edomites, man. You know, and the only let's play this. So listen to this nigga here, Steimer. Okay, the Prime Minister of Britain. Listen to what this nigga got to say.
Massive miscalculation on Iran and wants to end this nightmare for himself. Meanwhile, another American, an Israeli poodle, Keir Starmer, has just released a video message here in the UK announcing the change in policy for his country towards the use of British military facilities by American jets. Fearing reprisals from Iranians, Starmer was quick to clarify that the UK was in no way involved in military strikes against Iran. But at the same time, he wants the US to use British facilities to carry out illegal strikes on Iran.
Yesterday, I spoke to you about the situation in the Gulf and explained that the United Kingdom was not involved in the strikes on Iran. That remains the case. Over the last 2 days, Iran has launched sustained attacks across the region.
And nigga said sustain. Okay? I mean, every few hours, new waves of missiles coming in. Every few hours, sustained. Alarms constantly going off, man. Okay? Sustained. Iran putting that pressure out there, man. And Esau not built for no pressure, man. Look at this nigga face, man. These are your Edomite leaders, man. Okay? And what this is finna show how weak and cowardly Esau is, man. Okay? Highly overrated. Okay? Nigga not tough. All right? Nigga not innovative. You see? The Lord gave this nigga the blessing of the sword, and that nigga just been tapped in on their left hand side. Okay? But now as the Lord finna break this nigga down, he's finna be exposed as nothing, man, a damn fraud. Okay? So now this nigga trying to cop a plea. Okay? Trump done tried to cop a plea. Trump done already tried to get a ceasefire. Iran rejected it, man. Okay? He tried to go through back channels through Italy, get a ceasefire. Iran already rejected it, man. Nah, nigga, we finna fight. This is what you wanted to do. Nigga, you swung on me. Nigga, this a fight now. Y'all swung on them, so it's a fight now. Now you in a real fight. Okay? You can't look cute on TikTok anymore, getting your ass drug all up and through, all right, the region. You see? To this nigga, man.
Countries who did not attack them. They've hit airports and hotels where British citizens are staying. This is clearly a dangerous situation.
And then he said they hit airports and hotels where British citizens are staying. Well, what about the other people that stay there? And see, Edomites think Edomite life is so goddamn precious, man. You know, if a brother can post it, since thou has not hated blood, okay, blood shall pursue thee. Ezekiel 35. Okay, that's British citizens there. Don't nobody give a damn about no British citizens, man. It's a war, nigga. Ain't nobody got time to check visas. Okay, they don't care because no goddamn British and citizen. Like the Edomite life is just so goddamn precious, man. You know.
We have at least 200,000 British citizens in the region, residents, families on holiday, and those in transit. I ask all our people in the region to please register your presence and follow Foreign Office travel advice. I know this is a deeply worrying time, and we will continue to do all we can to support you. Our armed forces, who are located across the region, are also being put at risk by Iran's actions. Yesterday, Iran hit a military base in Bahrain, narrowly missing British personnel. The death of the supreme leader will not stop Iran from launching these strikes. Their approach is becoming even more reckless and more dangerous to civilians. Our decision that the UK would not be involved with the strikes on Iran was deliberate, not least because we believe that the best way forward for the region and for the world is a negotiated settlement, one in which Iran agrees to give up any aspirations to develop a nuclear weapon. But Iran is striking British interests nonetheless and putting British people at huge risk, along with our allies across the region. That is the situation we face today. Our partners in the Gulf have asked us to do more to defend them, and it is my duty to protect British lives.
Nigga, you can't. Okay, British can't do nothing. Okay, British military trash. Okay, all these European governments have been riding on the coattail of American military might. That's why Trump used to talk to them niggas like he do, because he know them niggas trash. Okay, British can't do a goddamn thing. Okay, you better take your ass to the pub. Okay, you can't do a goddamn thing. Okay, you can't protect them. That's the whole point. Iran is showing them that look, these Western allies. This what Iran is showing these Gulf Arab states. Y'all Western allies can't protect y'all. Nigga, the war started. Nigga, they don't need no interview. Nigga, they need some help. Nigga, they banging down there. Nigga, we don't need no interview. You don't need no address the nation, making statements. Nigga, get your ass down there. You see? See all this tough talk, and look at these nigga faces. It's terrified. Look at this nigga face, man. Coward. Okay? Esau not built like that, man. This nigga just been giving their sword. Their sword really been maintaining that nigga life. And the Lord gave this nigga that sword to preserve himself, man. Because without this sword, Esau be done. Okay? And as you can see, when the pressure applied to this nigga, Esau not built like that, man. Okay? This nigga the biggest fraud to ever do it, man. Okay?
We have British jets in the air as part of coordinated defensive operations, which have already successfully intercepted Iranian strikes. But the only way to stop the threat is to destroy the missiles at source, in their storage depots, or the launchers which are used to fire the missiles. The United States has requested permission to use British bases for that specific and limited defensive purpose.
Nigga, that's not defensive. Y'all struck first. They retaliating. Y'all struck first. And you allowed America to use your bases, so nigga, you a target now. You in the war. America put you in this war. You should be talking to Trump. Okay? And they can't stop Iran from launching those missiles, man. Okay? Because if they could, they would have been did it. They can't. Okay? They can blow up schools, kill certain leaders, or okay. But they can't stop the missiles from coming. That's the thing, nigga. The missiles still coming. Okay? You can get on TV, we kill 18 leaders a day. Okay. The missiles still coming, nigga. That's the point. They ain't shooting generals at y'all. They shoot missiles. You know? I got a missile problem. You see? So you allowed America to use your air bases, nigga. You in the war now. Okay? And that's for anybody in the region. From British to the French, German, whoever. The Kuwait, Jordan, nigga, you in the war now. Okay? Let me give you a compliment. Let me give you a few of these complimentary ballistics. Nigga, welcome to the party.
We have taken the decision to accept this request to prevent Iran firing missiles across the region, killing innocent civilians, putting British lives at risk, and hitting countries that have not been involved. The basis of our decision is the collective self-defense of long-standing friends and allies and protecting British lives. That is in accordance with international law, and we are publishing a summary of our legal advice. We are not joining these strikes, but we will continue with our defensive actions in the region. And we will also bring experts from Ukraine together with our own experts to help.
Nigga, and Iran got these niggas explaining themselves, man. Iran got these bitch ass niggas explaining themselves, man. You know? The great British Empire, these niggas explaining themselves to Iran, man. Trying to separate themselves from America, man. And you said you getting experts from Ukraine. Nigga, you ain't seen the scoreboard with Ukraine and Russia? Ukraine? I Soulja Boy did the Breakfast Club. Dre, nigga, Ukraine? You gonna go get help from Ukraine? Esau done, man. Okay? It's a joke at this point, man.
Gulf partners shoot down Iranian drones attacking them.
Are you having trouble trying to keep up with your professor? You've got to try.
I want to be very clear. We all remember the mistakes of Iraq, and we have learned those lessons. We were not involved in the initial strikes on Iran, and we will not join offensive action now. Earth strategy. So we are supporting the collective self-defense of our allies and our people in the region, because that is our duty to the British people. It is the best way to eliminate the urgent threat and prevent the situation spiraling further. This is the British government protecting British interests and British lives.
Meanwhile, Iranians.
Nigga explaining. Iran got these niggas explaining. Like, we ain't gonna get on the offensive. We let the niggas use our bases. Okay? And this tell you how the war going. You see, I ain't and don't listen to no Western media. You know, my advice, you know, you can do what you want, but don't listen to no goddamn Western media, man. Because both sides of the media are gonna be biased. But the Western media just ridiculous. They have no integrity. They're gonna tell you the exact opposite of what's going on. They gonna tell you the exact opposite of what's really happening. Trump told these folks that they ahead of schedule. They ain't thought they were gonna be this successful, man. These folks getting the brakes beat off them. Why you think this nigga explained himself? Cause he don't want to get drugged into this shit. He's seeing how it's going. Okay? Why Trump telling you it's gonna be more casualties, man? They telling you how it's going. But on the same time, they telling you that they're ahead of schedule. Don't listen to West. I want to listen to. I haven't listened to no Western media, man, because I can't do it. You know, because they gonna tell you the exact opposite. Yeah, he said. Yeah, bro. Yeah, this nigga said they were gonna get Ukraine expert. You must gonna dig them up. You must go dig them up. Okay, Ukraine can't spare no goddamn body. You see, you take your ass Ukraine, you might be fighting uh, Russia, man. Okay, so you got the UK Prime Minister. All right, this nigga moonwalking. You know. So let's go here. I want to show y'all. Let me show y'all this footage real quick, Papa Shot. Yeah, bro, we gotta have fun with these niggas, man. We up, like we said, brother. We up. The Lord doing exactly what He said. This He doing this for the sake of the elect. We up. Okay. Esau overrated, man, and he done. So I want to show this. So they got footage real quick of
It seems nothing is going well for the deranged occupant of the White House, also known as Donald Trump. Americans are now realizing that they may have to pay a heavy price for this Israeli slaves' massive gamble on Iran. The latest example is the reported crash of not just one, but several American F-15 fighter jets in Kuwait. This is massive. And this comes just a day after it emerged that the US aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln had to flee to avoid being hit by 4 Iranian ballistic missiles and torpedoes from an Iranian submarine. These 2 embarrassing incidents took place amidst reports of the brutal pounding of Israeli cities by Iran with a barrage of ballistic and hypersonic missiles. Military experts are now almost unanimous in concluding that Iran's 2 days of attack on the settler colony have caused more damage in the occupied territories than what the Islamic Republic was able to do during the 12-day conflict in June last year. Americans, including Trump's own supporters, are now beginning to disown the man they voted to power only 17 months ago. These topics would be the focus of my video today, so please stay tuned. Let's start with the report of a crash of several F-15 fighter jets in Kuwait this morning. The video of one crash has gone viral on social media.
so they're waiting for the show the F-15 coming down. You know, so there was reports that several of these planes coming down. We told you, this is what we've been saying. This shit not gonna be sweet. They can fly over Venezuela with helicopters and planes and do air strikes and shit over with. It's gonna be different. So this is an F-15. They getting knocked out the sky. You know, so you got F-15s coming down. Let's go here. I got another. Let's see. I think this one in here. So watch this one. This them hypersonics. And the missile defenses, they can't. It go right through those missile defense projectiles. You just see how fast they move. Because when you look at, because when you look at them, so I went back to the beginning. Because all those lights that we see, those are all the projectiles that they shooting at the hypersonic, but it just go right through them. You know, all these little red, orange looking, beams of light. These are what they're shooting. All right, to intercept the missiles. But watch it just go right through them.
Iran unmanned and Jerusalem. An Iranian ballistic attack in Jerusalem injured at least 6 people. Megan David Adam, Israel's emergency service, said a man in his 50s was being treated. 5 others who suffered minor injuries were being treated.
No way! No way!
Yes way, nigga.
Missile attacks were also reported in Tel Aviv, with the Iranian missiles hammering the Israeli commercial capital.
See how fast that one came in. It's gonna come in from the right corner, you know.
Israeli commercial capital. In response to joint Israeli-U.S. war, Iran has retaliated by firing missiles and drones at Israel, at American military installations, civilian sites around the Gulf, including in Dubai, Doha, Riyadh, Manama, and Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, man. So that's what got that nigga explaining himself. You know, that's what got Steiner, goddamn, explaining himself on camera. That nigga had, that nigga caught the plea. Like, look, nigga, we ain't had nothing. We ain't know them niggas gonna do all that, man. We said they gonna use the bases, You see, they all got them niggas copping plea because they ain't got no answer for that. And them just a few. Iran, they constantly, the strikes are becoming more frequent, okay, and they're starting to send more missiles at a time. These strike packages are increasing. They're not decreasing. Trump thought they was going to, run out of missiles, and they increasing. American these small hands defense, that's what's decreasing, man. It get more lopsided by the day. Okay. So let's see, I had anything else. I had quite a few. Oh yeah. Which one I had? So like it. Yeah, let's go to this one. Play this one.
The first bomb fell on Tehran, a planning document, a timeline, an operational assumption that the Trump administration never intended to become public. It described a 4 to 5 day operation. Strike on Saturday. Khamenei dead by Sunday. Iranian population in the streets celebrating by Monday. Regime change process underway by Tuesday. Markets open Monday morning to a victory narrative. A new Iranian government calling Washington before the end of the week. Every single assumption in that document has now been proven wrong, and the document's existence is being reported by Israel's own media. On the eve of the strike on Iran, U.S. officials envisioned a 4 to 5 day operation that would return a weakened Tehran to the negotiating table. Through a mediator, apparently Italy, an American official suggested reaching a ceasefire agreement today or tomorrow. Iran rejected the idea outright. Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei was killed. Also killed at the outset of the operation were Iran's defense minister, the chief of staff, and the commander of the Revolutionary Guard. It is an extraordinary intelligence and operational achievement, and yet the Ayatollah's regime has not collapsed. and yet the regime has not collapsed. That sentence, written by Israel's own Ynet, the country whose military executed the strike, is the definitive verdict on Operation Epic Fury's strategic theory delivered 36 hours after the first bomb fell. Extraordinary intelligence achievement, extraordinary operational execution. And the regime is still standing, still governing, still firing, still rejecting ceasefire proposals sent through Italian intermediaries. The Trump administration planned a war with Iran that would last 4 to 5 days and weaken Iran's position in negotiations, forcing it to concede to more American demands. Through a mediator, apparently Italy, an American official suggested reaching a ceasefire agreement today or tomorrow. Iran rejected the idea outright. To the dismay of the White House, the Islamic Republic of Iran is still standing and fighting back, refusing to surrender. This has put the Trump administration in uncharted waters, unsure how to proceed, as their entire plan rested on Iran surrendering the moment Khamenei and a few generals and politicians were assassinated. Uncharted waters. That phrase, published in real time by geopolitical analysts watching the same events as every government on Earth, is the most precise description of where America stands on the morning of March 1st, 2026. The plan rested on Iran surrendering. Iran is not surrendering. The plan rested on the Iranian population taking to the streets to celebrate Khamenei's death. The Iranian population took to the streets to demand revenge. The plan rested on Khamenei's death, creating a power vacuum that American-backed forces could fill. Khamenei's designated successor, Larijani, is already governing. A new IRGC commander was appointed within 24 hours. The Constitutional Succession Council is functioning. The missiles are still flying. Trump said that military operations against Iran are ahead of schedule. Trump on Iran. Nobody can believe the success we're having. 48 leaders are gone in one shot. Netanyahu stated that Israel intends to intensify strikes on Iran in the coming days, ahead of schedule. Nobody can believe the success. Intensify in coming days. Those statements from Trump and Netanyahu this morning are the public face of an operation whose private face was described by Israeli media as being in uncharted waters after Iran rejected the ceasefire proposal that was supposed to be the exit. The gap between 48 leaders gone in one shot and Iran categorically rejected ceasefire is not a communications problem. It is the operational reality of a war that was planned for 4 to 5 days, and whose architects are now discovering that Iran's decision-making does not follow the timeline American intelligence modeled. The Strait of Hormuz is still conditionally closed. The Skylight tanker is sinking. The market's open in hours. And Iran just said no to Italy. Stay with me. Because the ceasefire rejection is not just a diplomatic development. It is the answer to the question this entire series has been asking since the first carrier arrived in the Persian Gulf 6 weeks ago. What does Iran do when America kills its supreme leader? Now we know. The source document today identifies the precise mechanism by which the Trump administration's 4 to 5 day war plan.
He said, what happens when America kills Iran's supreme leader? He said, now we know. All right, and that weak ass nigga Pete Hegseth, he been saying that to American military, for these last few months, and fuck around and find out, there's been the thing of Pete Hegseth, another clown. Okay? And that nigga ain't got no brilliant strategy to get out of this. He a clown, man. Okay? So, yeah, he said, what happened when you kill the Iranian leader? He said, well, we finding out,
was designed to work. And understanding that mechanism makes the ceasefire rejection the most consequential single diplomatic event of the past 36 hours. The mechanism was the Syrian model, the Assad model. The logic that says, if you eliminate a regime's leadership in a single comprehensive strike, the population that has been suppressed by that leadership will seize the political vacuum. The security forces will stand down rather than fight for a dead leader, and the transition happens faster than any organized resistance can form. That is exactly what happened in Damascus in December 2024. No ceasefire needed, no prolonged ground campaign.
Have you ever wondered if you could make money with a drone? I mean, real money, like replace.
Assad fled, the regime dissolved, the transition began. Trump told Iranian security forces to peacefully merge with the Iranian patriots. The entire plan rested on Iran surrendering the moment Sayed Khamenei and a few generals and politicians were assassinated. The Iranian population's reaction was the opposite of what was predicted. Millions poured into the streets demanding revenge rather than celebrating. Peacefully merge with the Iranian patriots. That phrase, repeated by Trump in multiple statements since Saturday, is the specific language of the Syrian model translated to Iran. The Syrian army merged with the opposition. Iran's IRGC and regular military are supposed to merge with whatever American-backed force takes power. The problem is that the IRGC, the institution that the Syrian model required to dissolve, just appointed a new commander within 24 hours of its old commander's death, launched 6 waves of attacks against 27 American bases, fired the Fatah II hypersonic missile in combat for the first time, and had its designated National Security Council successor publicly vow to stab America in the heart. The Skylight tanker, hit by an Iranian anti-ship missile, is sinking. The U.S. Navy aircraft...
So you got oil tankers being sunk, okay? I say you have over 200, all right, oil tankers that had to anchor down, all right, in the Strait of Hormuz, in the Persian Gulf, okay? The port in Bahrain, why they kept talking about Bahrain, because that's where those Navy destroyers and aircraft carriers, where they go and refuel, okay, and stock up on missiles, where they can't go there no more. So now they just out there at sea. Okay, like we said, this ain't this is what we've been saying. America not gonna be able to just pull up anywhere. Okay, they can't just pull up. They've been used to having their privilege and fighting, Iraq and Afghanistan, because Iraq and Afghanistan, they have nowhere near the capabilities that Iran has. Nowhere near. This is what it looks like when America fights someone that can strike back. They can hit back. This is what it looks like. Okay, America been fighting punching bags. Okay, and beating his chest. Okay, now they see Iran ain't a punching bag. This punching bag got arms, feet, everything, the whole, the whole package, man. Okay.
Carrier USS Abraham Lincoln came under fire but was not hit by Iranian missiles, according to CENTCOM. The United States denies the defeat of the aircraft carrier hit. CENTCOM also said no American casualties for 36 hours before confirming 3 dead. The pattern of official American statements and subsequent corrections has been consistent enough over the past 36 hours that every journalist, every intelligence analyst, and every investor currently making decisions based on CENTCOM's live updates is applying a correction factor to each one. The Lincoln was fired upon. That is confirmed. Whether it was hit or not may become clearer in the hours ahead. The Skylight is sinking. That tanker, the Palau-flagged vessel attacked in the strait with Iranian and Indian crew members on board, is now confirmed, sinking off the Omani coast according to international shipping agencies. The first vessel has been sunk in the Strait of Hormuz since the Iran-Iraq tanker war of the 1980s. Every maritime insurer on Earth is now calculating what the sinking of the Skylight means for their coverage of any vessel that attempts transit in the next 72 hours. The answer, according to Lloyd's of London sources speaking to Reuters this morning, is that war risk premiums for Gulf transit have risen to levels not seen since the 1980s tanker war. And even at those premiums, multiple insurers are simply declining to write policies at any price. Washington conveyed a proposal for an immediate ceasefire through a mediator, reportedly Italy, but Iran rejected the offer outright. Prior to the attack, U.S. officials had envisioned a short campaign lasting 4 to 5 days, designed to pressure Tehran back to the negotiating table. 4 to 5 days. That timeline, designed, planned, briefed to senior officials, and now confirmed by Israeli media, explains why Trump is telling interviewers the operation is ahead of schedule, while simultaneously sending ceasefire proposals through Italian intermediaries. The 4 to 5 day window is the operational assumption on which every downstream calculation was built. The interceptor stockpile consumption rate, the carrier positioning, the Gulf base exposure duration, the market timing, the political narrative arc. Day 2 of a 4 to 5 day operation should have been the day when ceasefire acceptance created the diplomatic off-ramp. Instead, it is the day when the ceasefire was categorically rejected. The operation is not ahead of schedule. It is behind it, in uncharted waters, to use Israeli media's own phrase, with an Iran that has not collapsed, a population that has not risen in regime change, a constitutional succession process that is functioning, and a military that has struck 27 American bases in 6 waves using weapons that American defense systems were not designed to reliably intercept. The most important number that neither Trump, Netanyahu, nor any American or Israeli official has yet addressed publicly in the context of Monday morning's market open is this: 75 to 80%. That is the percentage of the American public that, according to polling data published Sunday morning, disapproves of the Iran operation. specifically of the decision to kill Khamenei and risk the economic consequences now visible in the Strait of Hormuz closure, the tanker sinking, the Gulf airspace shutdown, and the oil price trajectory headed toward $120 to $130 per barrel. Trump said the U.S. operation against Iran is ahead of schedule. Trump on Iran. Nobody can believe the success we're having. 48 leaders are gone in one shot. Iran was supposed to have a nuclear weapon within 2 weeks, so we attacked Trump. Senator Langford, a year ago.
Yeah, they are there, man. A terrible miscalculation. You know, at the end of the day, a terrible miscalculation. All right, and just like the Israeli paper said, nigga, they in uncharted waters now. You know, now they are in uncharted waters. Okay, because they prepare for 3 to 4 days of, conflict. All right, but it's gonna be longer than that. Okay, it's gonna be longer than that. Iran has put way more pressure, okay, than they could imagine. So now those 3 to 4 days are being shortened down. Those 5 to 4 days, 4 to 5 days, whatever, they're being even shortened from that. Okay, because they're having to use so much. All right, these missile defense projectiles to try to shield from this ongoing wave after wave after wave. Man, Iran is putting that pressure on them, man. You know, and I got some. Let's get this here, okay? Because I seen the brother like put up Albert Pike, spoke about these 3 world wars. Well, these are the Lord's 3 world wars, and these Edomites, they're doing nothing but the bidding of Yahweh Bashim Shai. The Lord wants these nations at war. Okay, the elites, they play both sides and they play their part. But see, now we to the point, like the Israelis said, this is uncharted territory. They don't know how the elites can't. They can't. The elites don't know how bad this shit finna get. Okay, because they're used to managing wars, but this one here finna spiral out of control. Okay, this war gonna get away from them. Okay, and it's going to end up with America desert, the elites in these bunkers. Okay, and Yahweh Shai coming to conquer the earth in righteousness, man. Okay, so I got some more videos. Rogers, I get back on this evening. I got some more videos I want to tap into. I know news gonna be unfolding throughout the day. I got a few more things to tap into Rogers this evening. But it says, Revelation 11:14 says the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Now this here different. Okay, because what we're seeing, this is the opening stage of World War III. This is the war. Okay, now I say a few weeks on down when Iran get, because they finna be at the mercy of Iran. If it keep going like this, things could change. It's a war. Tides can shift in the war. So, but right now, as it's going like it's going, there 3-4 more days, they're gonna be fully at the mercy of Iran, and Iran want to inflict as much damage, okay, to America as possible. Okay, they want to weaken America as much as possible, man. And all these nations are seeing this, man. Okay, everybody finna try America after this, man. Okay, everybody finna bang on America after this, man. That myth of invincibility gone. Okay, all these American military bases hit at once. Wait a minute, America so goddamn tough. They done hit all these bases. Why America ain't invaded Iran? Okay, they done hit all these military bases. They shooting at aircraft carriers. Why America ain't took their tough ass inside of Iran? Okay, niggas done got their card pulled, man. You see? And it said, Revelation 11:15, and the 7 angels sounded, and there was great voices in heaven saying, the kingdom of this world are become the kingdom of our Lord and of his anointed. He shall reign forever and ever. Amen. So, hey, we hey, we up, man. Because this all lead to Yahweh Shai coming to take down everything, man. Okay? And that's why this is why we here. Okay? Our king on the way. This all this war that we seeing is showing that our king on the way, man. To conquer the earth in righteousness, man. You see? So yeah, they ain't bound. You know, they did not buy no wolf tickets, man. And then now it's bad. All right. Like I say, you stole on the nigga, and that was your only plan. That was your only strategy. I'm gonna steal on this nigga. And he ate that shit, and now, okay, you in critical condition. Mother gotta tell you what happened in the fight. You know, all you remember is stealing on the nigga. Then somebody in the hospital gotta tell you how the rest of the fight went. Okay, this how this going over there, man. You see, so you know, yeah. I'll rise. I get back on this evening, man. I got some more videos, so much coming out. But Lord will, you brothers. All right, and you sisters edified. Till next time, say shalom, going mashallah, abba soon, shalom.